I would see that the Confucius Institute is like a bridge between China and New Zealand.
You might often hear in Chinese a word called 关系. It means relationship.
It's about the promotion of Chinese language and culture.
So a critical part to dealing with China is understanding the culture and the business practices.
Language is one of the best ways you can understand another country.
To learn not only Chinese language but also Chinese culture.
Now on this bridge, our mission is to help people from both ends to cross it.
The Confucius Institute in Auckland is a public, non-profit organisation established by the University of Auckland, Fudan University of Shanghai and the Office of Chinese Language Council International, Hanban.
The Confucius Institute is a really important part of the university's relationship with China. It's a flagship, in fact, of demonstrating how the university can contribute to a better understanding of Chinese language and culture for New Zealanders. And in that respect, it's been very successful.
Since first opening its doors in 2007, the Confucius Institute in Auckland has been proud to play a leading role in fostering closer cultural, social and business relations between China and New Zealand. They achieve this primarily by promoting Chinese language and culture study in New Zealand through the arts, educational programs, events and scholarships.
We have so many different kinds of programs and different levels. However, our focus are on education and business, and the other is community at large. So these are three key areas.
Through their Chinese in Schools program, they have instigated some key initiatives and developed a comprehensive set of resources.
We need Mandarin-speaking experts to help this country to better understand China.
Good afternoon, Kia ora. It's our honor to be here to speak on behalf of our team.
One of these is the popular Mandarin Language Assistance Scheme, whereby graduate students from China come to New Zealand to teach in primary and secondary schools. They live with local families in the school community.
Now, I've been to such functions a few times, basically to welcome Mandarin language assistants. Now, I think it's good because these people will be in New Zealand, not only to teach language in Chinese, but also to teach Chinese culture.
The Confucius Institute in Auckland has done a great deal to promote mutual understanding between the two cultures, the two peoples.
You will play a very important role in making sure that New Zealanders know more about China.
Now, just to give you an example of the success of this program, it kicked off in 2010 with just 6 Mandarin language assistants as a result of the free trade agreement with China. And this year, we now have 40.
Well, it's a very good thing to see a group of young, keen Chinese teachers come to New Zealand and be willing to spend their time and their talents teaching Chinese language to Kiwi kids. That's a remarkable development. 10 years ago, that wasn't happening.
CI has played a very critical role in promoting mutual understanding between Chinese and New Zealanders. And we have a saying that people do business with each other only after they know each other. They are friends with each other. CI is a perfect bridge between the two peoples, the two cultures.
The Confucius Classrooms is a program where clusters of schools share resources and teachers for Chinese language and culture. These clusters of schools apply to the Confucius Institute and Hanban for funding.
This classroom is a Confucius Institute classroom. It's seen as a hub for learning languages. The Mandarin Language Assistance program has been really good. They've fitted in really well with the staff and the children.
I'm Cai Xinfang. I'm Mandarin Language Assistant at Holy Cross.
The Mandarin Language Assistant at our school works with our school as well as 3 other schools in the cluster.
They are very exciting to see me, especially when I explain some culture activities.
Xinfang's able to do fan dances, ribbon dances. She can teach Kung Fu and Tai Chi. I think the Mandarin has gone from strength to strength.
And without the help of the Confucius Institute, there is no way we could have this classroom.
The Confucius Institute works closely with key partners to offer some amazing opportunities through their scholarship programs. Scholarships for teaching staff and students to China are regularly offered by the Confucius Institute, the Chinese and New Zealand governments, and Fudan University of China.
Teachers who go on those programs, principals who go on them, come back with, in a sense, the light bulb goes on. They begin to realise what this is all about, and they can then convey that into their schools.
My first introduction with the Confucius Institute was participating in the principal delegation to China, where I went up to China to look at education and to learn about China and its culture and the importance of it. We participated in a number of initiatives they had to offer. So one of them was Leto, who got to be part of the Chinese language program in Beijing at the university.
Through Hanban, I've been to China twice. And we went for 4 weeks and it was all classroom based.
And the Confucius Institute also provided us with a Mandarin language assistant.
I mean, by the end of the year, they're all singing Chinese songs, they're all speaking in Chinese. And they love Chinese.
So Confucius Institute is very privileged to manage a group of different kinds of scholarships offering to our young people the opportunities to study in China.
Exams and competitions are offered at the Confucius Institute in Auckland as an incentive to students and to measure their progress.
你好，我是汤金成，26岁，学中文学了3年。Hi, I'm Tom. I'm 26 and I've been learning Chinese for 3 years. So the Confucius Institute run a speech competition, which I've competed in twice. And the second time I competed, I actually received a scholarship from Confucius Institute for a year's fully paid study in China, which was really great.
We try to keep in contact with them while they're studying in China or even they're back in New Zealand, because they are very, very important valuable resources to this country.
The Confucius Institute in Auckland is keen to help New Zealand businesses and organisations prepare for interaction with China.
I think it's absolutely critical that with the degree of business engagement that New Zealand has with China, that New Zealand business people do need to lift their game. They need to lift up their cultural understanding, linguistics, and that's where I think the Confucius Institute can play an important role.
So the Confucius Institute conducted a course for senior executives at the ANZ in New Zealand about 2 years ago, and that covered basic language skills as well as business etiquette, how you conduct yourself in formal meetings. So a lot of that is invaluable when we meet with our Chinese customers, either here in New Zealand or right in China, just understanding how we should present ourselves. Learning a bit of Mandarin is also very helpful. I think the more we can learn, the better. I think we need to broaden that out to a wider staff base because we're having more interactions now than we did 2 years ago with China. So we need to deepen that knowledge and experience within the bank. Confucius Institute has got a key role to play in terms of building that connectivity with China.
Understanding the art and culture of another country is important in fostering understanding between two countries. Through their work and relationships, they extend their outreach, ensuring that all New Zealanders can take advantage of the opportunities offered by the Institute.
Chinese culture have a long history, at least over 3,000 years. I'm trying to introduce traditional Chinese culture to local people.
The Institute works closely with local councils and community groups to help develop and run events such as the highly popular Lantern and Moon festivals.
We're very happy to be part of it. We are able to contribute something that we think that we are good at. So for the last few years, we have been organizing a special Chinese tea house. To appreciate the tea ceremonies, to enjoy the Chinese music, and also to see how Chinese people enjoying the tea.
It also organises Chinese film festivals and visits from Chinese performance artists. The Chinese Cultural Centre is another resource provided by the Confucius Institute in Auckland. Situated on the 6th floor of the O&G Glen building at the University of Auckland, alongside the Confucius Institute offices, the Cultural Centre contains a collection of more than 3,000 Chinese books and multimedia resources. With 5 Confucius Institute of the Year awards to its name, the Confucius Institute in Auckland is a vital and continually evolving social, cultural, political and economic link between New Zealand and China at all levels of their respective societies.
The CI has directly contributed to the trade relationship, to mutual two-way investment and many other aspects of our vital relationship.
We are keen on expanding our Confucius Institute and looking at how we might develop some of activities further.
This idea of harmony, the belief of harmony, how to live happily with each other is very important to this country as well.
So we have to make sure that our investment into that relationship with China is much greater than it is today. And the Confucius Institute and Confucius Institute in Auckland play a critical role in that.